Douluo Continent, Qian Xunji's younger brother, a specialist in curing love-struck brains. Chapter 81. Alan is pregnant. The day after the grand wedding. After Alan got up, she picked up the chicken soup. Before she could drink it, the smell of the chicken soup entered her nostrils and an unsuppressible feeling of nausea surged up from her stomach. Ugh! Alan slumped over the table and began to dry heave. She felt nauseous, but nothing would come up from her stomach. Alan, what's wrong? Alan shook her head, her face somewhat pale. I don't know, I just keep feeling nauseous. Hearing the commotion, Tang Hao rushed over. With a look of anxiety, he scooped up Alan and dashed out of the room. Doctor, come quickly and take a look at my Alan. The doctor had just heard the commotion when the door was slammed open with a bang. The fragile wooden door tenaciously held onto one hinge, barely managing not to fall off completely. Doctor, I'm coming. The doctor didn't have time to worry about his own wooden door. He hurriedly signaled for Tang Hao to put his wife down and placed his fingers on Alan's wrist to carefully feel her pulse. A moment later, the doctor withdrew his hand. He asked Alan carefully what she had eaten over the last few days and then asked her to give him her other hand to check her pulse. Young Master Tang Hao, you need not worry. Young Mistress Alan is not ill. Impossible. Alan is vomiting so severely and her face has turned white. Tang Hao clenched his fists and glared fiercely at the doctor before him, as if he would make the doctor taste his iron fist if he didn't give a good explanation. The doctor calmly stroked his beard. I have just diagnosed her repeatedly. Young Mistress Alan has a pregnancy pulse. Her vomiting is a natural bodily reaction because she's carrying a child in her womb. I will write a prescription. After you return, have the young mistress decoct and take it 3 times a day for 1 week. Addition, the fetus is not yet 3 months old, and at this time it is most fragile. Young Master Tang Hao, you must abstain from sexual relations during this period. Also, pay attention to the young mistress's diet. A rare look of embarrassment appeared on Tang Hao's face. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, he listened carefully to the doctor's instructions. Thank you, doctor. I will call someone to fix your door immediately. Doctor waved his hand. Living in the clear sky sect, he had long gotten used to it. This door had been repaired so many times throughout the year that he had almost trained himself into a carpenter. Leaving the doctor's house, Tang Hao hugged Alan with a look of excitement, the joy in his eyes no longer restrained. Alan, we have a child. Haha, Tang Hao am going to have a child. I want to share this good news with father and big brother. Alan's face took on a bit of a rosy glow. She gently stroked her belly and a maternal radiance appeared on her face. Hao, put me down. What if you scare the child? Oh, I was too excited. Tang Hao carefully set Alan down and protected her all the way back. Alan gave him a look of annoyance, feeling both helpless and happy. Hao, I'm not showing yet, you don't need to be so nervous. Tang Hao shook his head with a serious expression. No, you are carrying for 2 people now, you must be careful. After sending Alan back to the room, Tang Hao called for a maid and told her to decoct the medicine for the young mistress. Tang Hao looked back at Alan. Alan, I'm going to find father and big brother, I'll be back soon. Alan nodded gently. At the training grounds behind the mountain, Tang Xiao and Tang Xiaoshan swung their hammers, constantly battling. Every attack was solid and real, and even the ground trembled continuously under the power of the two. Brother, Tang Hao's voice came from afar. Tang Xiaoshan kicked Tang Xiao away and waved his hand to indicate a pause. Your second brother is here. It seems he hasn't been indulging in the comforts of the boudoir. A smile appeared on Tang Xiaoshan's face. Originally, considering that Tang Hao had just had his grand wedding, he had granted him a few days of leave to accompany his wife properly. He hadn't expected that Hao would be so diligent, coming to cultivate on the first day after the wedding. Father, big brother, I'm telling you some good news. Alan is pregnant? Really? A look of disbelief appeared on Tang Xiaoshan's face. A look of realization also appeared on Tang Xiao's face. Was his second brother's progress a bit too fast? It hadn't even been half a year and he already had a wife and child. He was still single, perhaps he should consider the matter of taking a wife. Tang Hao nodded seriously. It was because Alan suddenly had morning sickness today and I only found out after I had a doctor check her. Brat, your mother passed away early, so I have to tell you some things. Tang Xiaoshan lowered his voice and poked Tang Hao's head with a finger as thick as a radish. During the pregnancy, keep everything bottled up. Otherwise, if you cause me to lose my eldest grandson, I will hold you accountable. For the first time, Tang Hao felt his face burning. I know, father. The Tang clan's residence was neither large nor small. Within a few days, all the servants and maids, big and small, knew about the pregnancy of Tang Hao's new wife. Alan, what were you just talking about? A woman around 25 years old walked up to a group of maids, her face livid, and questioned them in a shrill voice. Second young master's new bride is pregnant. Thailand, surely you didn't know? Don't look at the fact that you and the young mistress both have the character Lan in your names. Having the same name doesn't mean having the same fate. You were born with the fate of a maid. Exactly. Do you think that just because you are a maid in the second young master's room, a wild pheasant can fly onto a branch and turn into a phoenix? Shut up, all of you shut up. Thailand glared jealously at the gossiping women, but who knew they weren't afraid at all and continued discussing the young mistress. Thailand stomped her feet in resentment and ran back to her room to cry loudly. She was originally a commoner from the foot of the mountain. Once when she went out she encountered an attack by a spirit beast. Tang Hao happened to pass by and displayed his divine might. From then on Tai Lan had someone in her heart. She had pulled strings with great difficulty to come to the clear sky sect so she could see her beloved Tang Hao every day. She hadn't expected that she would just take a leave of absence to go home, and Tang Hao would have already married and even have a child. Why she had guarded Tang Hao's side for 10 years, why was everything snatched away by a woman who had only appeared by his side for 3 months? The hatred in Tai Lan's eyes grew thicker and thicker. Suddenly she heard footsteps coming towards the room. Tai Lan quickly dove under the covers and pretended to sleep. The two women who lived in the room returned to rest. Do you think the young mistress's pregnancy will result in a daughter or a son? I don't know, but the young mistress's baby is probably unstable. I just saw the kitchen send a bowl of black medicine to the young mistress's room this morning. It's probably because it hasn't been 3 months yet. The fetus is somewhat unstable during the first 3 months of pregnancy. Listening to her roommates chat, a plan quietly emerged in Tai Lan's heart. After her roommates left, Tai Lan emerged from the quilt, tidied the tear stains on her face and her messy hair, and walked to the kitchen as if nothing had happened. She wandered around casually, and soon inquired about the matter of decocting medicine for the young mistress. She learned that the young mistress had to drink it 3 times a day, and for 7 consecutive days. A folk remedy she had once heard in the village quietly emerged in Tai Lan's heart. Chapter 82. Why did Tang Hao send him emotion points? Tai Lan wandered around the kitchen a few times, scouted the root, sent away the maid brewing the medicine, and added some black herbs to the pot. These herbs were not toxic at all. They were potent ingredients for promoting blood circulation and removing stasis. For a pregnant woman, these were absolutely forbidden. Tai Lan remembered vividly that her second aunt had a miscarriage half a month after consuming these. Tai Lan crouched in the shadows, watching the foolish maid put a bag of medicine into the clay pot, which was then delivered to the young mistress's room after it was brewed. She specifically checked the dregs and saw the potent ingredients she had added. Tai Lan smiled. She looked toward Alan's room, her eyes full of hostility and jealousy. A hero like Tang Hao is someone like you, a woman of unknown origin worthy of him. This bastard from who knows where, you want to become Hao's legitimate son? I will never allow it. Every few days, Tai Lan would use the excuse of inspecting the kitchen to secretly add herbs to the brewing pot. One day, a month later, she suddenly heard Tang Hao's panicked voice, followed by the sound of chaotic footsteps. She hurried to wait outside the young mistress's room. Soon, suppressed sobbing came from inside. She secretly looked up and caught a glimpse of Tang Hao as he came out. His eyes were bloodshot, and the cold aura radiating from him caused the temperature outside to drop to freezing. Investigate this for me. Who put something in Alan's medicine? Tai Lan's heart pounded as she recalled her past actions. Believing she had been perfect after Tang Hao left, she quietly inquired about the young mistress's condition. When she heard that the young mistress had miscarried, she feigned pity, but inside she was overjoyed. You lowly wench, I knew it. How could someone with such a noble bloodline legacy as Hao's come from your womb? Tai Lan didn't stay happy for long. That same night, the Tang Hao she longed for kicked open her door, grabbed her by the hair and dragged her from the bed into the courtyard. No matter how Tai Lan struggled or screamed, Tang Hao remained silent. When he finally stopped, he was clutching a handful of bloody hair. Tai Lan, tell me who instructed you to harm my child. How, what are you talking about? Tai Lan looked innocent. How could I ever harm your child? Tang Hao kicked her directly, sending her flying several meters. If he didn't still intend to find out the truth, he could have killed such a vicious woman with a single kick. Tai Lan fell heavily to the ground, the piercing pain in her stomach bringing her to her senses. So this man was this heartless. Seeing the killing intent in Tang Hao's eyes, Tai Lan laughed miserably, no longer concealing the jealousy and madness in her eyes. Ha ha ha, that bitch stole my position and even got pregnant with your child. How? That is her original sin. It's just a pity she didn't hemorrhage to death. Tang Hao looked at Tai Lan with cold eyes as if looking at a dead person. Very good, I hope your mouth remains just as stubborn in a moment. With a glance from Tang Hao, the clear sky sect disciples who had been waiting outside grabbed Tai Lan and dragged her to the back mountain. Pry her mouth open. I want to know if what she just said is the truth. After giving the order, Tang Hao returned to the room, accompanying Alan with a pained expression until there was a commotion outside at dawn, at which point he left quietly. One of the clear sky sect disciples who had taken Tai Lan away bowed and reported, Second young master, the young mistress's situation was solely due to Tai Lan's jealousy. No one instructed her. Tai Lan targeted the young mistress because she has admired you since she was young. Herbs she used were potent for promoting blood circulation and removing stasis, but for a pregnant woman they are tantamount to poison. Tang Hao clenched his fists, his inner rage having no outlet. Beat her to death and throw her down the mountain. Set up a small kitchen in my courtyard. From now on the young mistress's food will not pass through the kitchen. Tang Hao never expected that the passing of his first child would be caused by a woman who admired him, due to a fit of jealousy. Even if he were to carve Tai Lan into 1,000 pieces, it wouldn't bring his child back. Clean out all the servants within the mountain gate. Dismiss all young women and recruit a new batch from the foot of the mountain. Yes, the next morning in Spirit City, thousands of miles away, Qian Mochen woke up and discovered that Tang Hao had provided him with 100,000 emotion points last night. He hadn't made any arrangements regarding the Clear Sky sect recently. Could it be that his subordinates had acted on their own? Qian Mochen immediately sent a message to his Clear Sky sect subordinates to inquire about the situation. Half a day later, detailed intelligence was sent back. After reading it, a hint of surprise appeared in Qian Mochen's eyes. It turned out that Alan had recently discovered she was pregnant, but a woman who had liked Tang Hao for many years out of jealousy and hatred had poisoned Alan's medicine, causing the death of Tang Hao's first child. The woman who administered the poison was one of the people Qian Mochen's subordinates had previously targeted for bribery. The woman's actions were entirely her own idea. When Qian Mochen's people received the news, they were just as bewildered as he was. The intelligence also mentioned that the Clear Sky sect had recently dismissed many people, and Qian Mochen's subordinates had taken the opportunity to insert their own personnel. Qian Mochen didn't bother with the Clear Sky sect anymore. Only when Tang San was born would the main plot of the Douluo Continent truly begin. He carefully selected many women in Spirit City and sent them outside Slaughter City, where the nine-headed Bat King began its task of procreation, working day and night without rest. 2 months later, when the nine-headed Bat King emerged, its legs were trembling, and its eyes held only the sense of relief that it was finally over. The doctors already arranged in the courtyard immediately examined each woman's body. Soon, news that delighted Qian Mochen arrived. Out of 100 women, 10 were pregnant. Qian Mochen immediately sent people to safely bring the 10 pregnant women back to Spirit City, placing them in the back mountain and taking good care of them. As long as one of the 10 children had talent, the Spirit Hall lineage could produce a Spirit Master family with the Clear Sky Hammer in the future. In Qian Mochen's plan, once these children were born, he would give their mothers some money and send them back. The children, of course, would remain in Spirit Hall to be raised alongside other orphans. He would specifically arrange for people to educate them, letting the children know from a young age how much Spirit Hall had silently contributed to the entire continent, so that from then on Spirit Hall would be their only faith. When Bibi Dong learned that Qian Mochen wanted to add a course on the history of Spirit Hall, she thought it was a bit of a waste of time. For a Spirit Master, as long as your fist is big enough, whatever you say is the absolute truth. Whoever dares not to listen to Spirit Hall, just send someone to beat them at their own door. Qian Mochen didn't speak. If not for him, an anomaly the biggest and great Spirit Hall would cultivate would be Bibi Dong's lineage. Whether it was Bibi Dong, her daughter Qian Renxue, or Liena, whom she raised from childhood, they all seemed brain-addled, knowing only love and romance, and not caring in the slightest about Spirit Hall's 1,000-year foundation. As the head of the Qian family for this generation, Qian Mochen had to correct this unhealthy trend in time. Chapter 83. Departure, Sea God Island. 2 months later, news arrived from the harbor that the large ship Qian Mochen needed had been successfully launched. Qian Mochen immediately went up to the Elder Hall, and upon seeing Qian Dailiu's back, he began to shout. "Dad, good news! The ocean-crossing ship is finally built. You should come along with us for a trip." "No, I am at this age now, where have I not been? You young people go out and play." Qian Dailiu shook his head and refused. Qian Mochen tried to persuade him a few more times but still couldn't make Qian Dailiu nod, so he had to resort to his final method. "Dad, I have received information that Tang Chen hasn't appeared for decades and the one on Sea God Island has long since given up on Tang Chen." "Really?" Qian Dailiu's gaze immediately turned towards him. Of course, Qian Mochen was very confident. As long as he could let him meet Bo Saixi in advance, show her the recording stone, and then tell her that Tang Chen had a dozen more children about to be born, he believed the Sea God High Priest would be very happy that she was about to become a stepmother to over a dozen children. "Dad, this is a token of my filial piety for you. Take it and read it more on the road." After finalizing the departure time, Qian Mochen stuffed a thin booklet with only a cover into Qian Dailiu's hand, quickly left a sentence and flashed away. Qian Dailiu flipped through the booklet in his hand and the first page read, "Love Flow Manual Rule Number 1. When your beloved woman is sad, how should you comfort her? This rebellious son?" Qian Dailiu's hand subconsciously clenched. Qian Mochen actually thought he didn't know how to pursue women. One must know that back in the day, Qian Dailiu was also a dashing young man, and after the news of his marriage spread across the entire continent, countless young girls had their hearts broken, throwing the booklet on the table. Qian Dailiu continued his daily routine of serving the angel god. When he got up to leave, the booklet on the table had disappeared without him knowing when. Half a month later, 2 carriages drove out of Spirit City. Qian Dailiu sat in the carriage, which felt completely smooth without any bumps, admiring the scenery outside with food available in the carriage at any time. If this were always the way to travel, he wouldn't dislike it at all. In the other carriage sat Qian Mochen and Gu Yuina. The others did not follow along. Bibi Dong was pregnant, and she was already nearly 5 months along, so for this long journey she was left to rest peacefully in Spirit City. Yin volunteered to stay behind to take care of Bibi Dong. Qian Xunji had wanted to come, but after Qian Dailiu found out, he glared at him, and he obediently stayed in Spirit City. According to Qian Dailiu, Bibi Dong was a pregnant woman now, and if she felt uncomfortable, should he really make her toil while carrying his grandchild? Qian Xunji immediately cast a resentful gaze toward Qian Mochen, who was watching the joke from the side. Little brother, this supreme pontiff position was snatched by you over a year ago. I am just a mascot. Things like sightseeing you don't take your older brother, yet you treat your brother like a beast of burden. Qian Mochen blinked and opened his palm, gesturing. Big brother, I recently refined some medicinal pills for health, I'll give you a bottle. Qian Xunji quietly held up 5 fingers. No way, you still have so many sisters-in-law, at least 5 bottles. Deal. With the deal reached, Qian Xunji stopped complaining about being tired. Before leaving, he suddenly thought of the gossip Qian Mochen had told him. A flash of inspiration struck, and as he walked to the door, he suddenly turned back to look at his dad. Dad, your son wishes you happiness. I hope you can bring back a stepmother. Greeting him was an ever-expanding footprint. Qian Xunji, with a confused look on his face, screamed as he spiraled into the sky. Qian Dailiu turned his head to look at the side of the great hall. The culprit Qian Mochen had long since run away. HMPH, rebellious son, your lucky ran fast. Qian Dailiu thought of Qian Xunji's teasing and felt angry. He picked up a piece of ironwood, flew into the sky, and grabbed the freely soaring Qian Xunji. Jeer, Dad is here to test whether your cultivation has improved recently. But you just sparred with me 2 days ago. Qian Xunji looked completely unwilling. Qian Dailiu said in a gentle tone, Isn't Dad going overseas? I don't know how long it will take to return, so I'm just testing you a bit earlier. Jeer, are you afraid? Facing that smile filled with killing intent, Qian Xunji squeezed out a bitter smile and shook his head in resignation. No, I am very happy. Qian Dailiu nodded with satisfaction. You are teachable. Qian Dailiu recalled the satisfying battle before leaving and felt that he had become much younger. His mindset was no longer that of a 100-year-old old man. Sure enough, people need to exercise to stay younger. Just as he was thinking this, the carriage suddenly stopped. Mochen, why did you stop the carriage? Dad, it's almost noon, and since there is a river here, let's eat before we continue. Qian Mochen agreed, walked to the riverbank, and his first spirit ring flashed, sending several flame arrows flying into the river. The next second, more than a dozen fresh, large fish flew out of the water. Gu Yuina helped clean the fish. Qian Mochen set up a campfire, and fish soup and grilled fish were quickly prepared. After eating and drinking their fill, Qian Mochen took Gu Yuina for a walk. After walking a distance on the mountain road, Qian Mochen suddenly picked up Gu Yuina, soared into the air, and sped off toward the southwest. Where are we going? Qian Mochen smoothed a strand of Gu Yuina's hair that was flying in the wind, smiled, and said, In the treasury of the Heaven Dew Palace there is a treasure that should be useful for this sea voyage. In 10 minutes, the two crossed hundreds of miles to arrive at the Heaven Dew Palace. Qian Mochen released his perception, enveloping the entire city, and quickly found Emperor Zuyi's empress. Using a small hypnotic technique, he quickly obtained the location of the treasury. Qian Mochen and Gu Yuina entered as if no one was there, breaking directly into the treasury, where mountains of gold coins were piled up, and various storage devices were displayed in rows. Qian Mochen quickly found his target and took out a blue gemstone from a wooden box. What is this? Gu Yuina sensed a trace of extremely faint divine aura from the gemstone. Qian Mochen handed over the gemstone and explained, This is a treasure that the Heaven Dew Empire accidentally obtained 100 years ago. They named it the Heart of the Ocean. The name isn't wrong. Heart of the Ocean is the god position legacy left behind after that former sea spirit master on the sea became a god. There is still a trace of the sea god's divine thought remaining inside. As long as you don't activate the Heart of the Ocean, the divine thought inside will only continue to sleep. Gu Yuina realized, played with the Heart of the Ocean for a while, and returned it to Qian Mochen. If her aura were sensed by the sea god's divine thought inside, the god realm would know she had come out. Mochen, are you planning to use the Heart of the Ocean as a gift to make that human high priest feel grateful? Qian Mochen raised his index finger and shook it. No, no, no. A good treasure, how could I give it directly to Bo Saixi? Of course, it is to be used as a betrothal gift for my dad's marriage. Chapter 84. Anomalies on Sea God Island. Qian Mochen glanced at the Heart of the Ocean a few times and put it away. The other items in the Heaven Dew Imperial Palace's treasury were practically worthless in the eyes of him and Gu Yuina. They cleaned up their tracks and reunited with Qian Dailiu. Several days later, the three of them boarded a magnificent ferry. The moment Qian Mochen set sail, on a small island isolated in the middle of the ocean tens of millions of li away, Bo Saixi was praying in the sea god hall according to custom. Suddenly, a faint light lit up on the sea god trident enshrined before her. Bo Saixi was startled inwardly, a trace of respect appearing on her face. She knelt before the sea god trident and quietly listened to the sea god's oracle. After a moment, the light on the sea god trident gradually dissipated. Bo Saixi stood up and summoned the guardian Douluos of the 7 holy pillars. Great priestess, Bo Saixi looked at the 7 guardian Douluos with a serious expression. I summoned you today because I just received an oracle from the sea god trident. Lord Sea God truly has not forgotten us. Great priestess, what oracle did Lord Sea God issue? We will surely complete it with all our might. Indeed, great priestess. Bo Saixi fully understood the excitement of the various sea spirit masters. Even for her, it had been decades since she last received an oracle from the sea god. She gently pressed down with both hands and voiced the sea god's oracle. Lord Sea God has transmitted an oracle. The core component of the sea god trident, the vast sea cosmic shroud, has already appeared on the ocean. According to the oracle, the holder of the vast sea cosmic shroud should be a handsome man. The person who goes out needs to search for ships on the ocean and bring this person to Sea God Island. As soon as Bo Saixi said this, titled Douluos like Seahorse and Sea Dragon successively looked away. They were not very willing to go and contact that group of mainland spirit masters outside. Not many of those mainland spirit masters were friendly to their sea spirit masters. There was more deception and slaughter. Bo Saixi's gaze swept across the 7 holy pillar Douluos one by one, finally stopping on a distracted holy pillar Douluo. Seawoman Douluo, this matter will be handed over to you. Liena blinked her eyes, looking at Bo Saixi with a bewildered gaze, as if saying, Great priestess, was I dreaming just now? Bo Saixi smiled and explained, the mainland spirit masters do not have a good relationship with our sea spirit masters, and only you have the ability to preserve your life on the ocean here. Seawoman Douluo put away the innocence and romanticism on her face and bowed in a deep voice. Liena is willing to go. Good. Bo Saixi gave Liena an approving look and bestowed a portrait. This is the appearance of the man holding the vast sea cosmic shroud in the oracle. Seawoman Douluo, when you set sail, I will have Xiao Bai escort you. Liena did not refuse. Xiao Bai was a 100,000-year-old devil spirit great white shark and also Lord Sea God's former mount. In this vast ocean, aside from that deep-sea demon whale king, any spirit beast that saw Xiao Bai would give her some face. Liena packed her things and soon came to the edge of the beach. A giant shark 25 meters in length, snowy white all over, was quietly lingering at the bay. Some children by the beach saw this devil spirit great white shark and intentionally jumped into the water wanting to tease it. The devil spirit great white shark just gently flicked its tail fin, and all the children who approached it were carried back to the shore by the current. Xiao Bai tilde Liena saw that devil spirit great white shark from afar and happily greeted it. Liena, I heard from the great priestess. I will carefully search for every ship on the ocean with you. I have already sent out most of my clansmen and I believe we will be able to complete Lord Sea God's task very soon. MMHM Xiao Bai, I brought some dried squid, do you want to eat some? Xiao Bai shook her head, urging Liena to sit on her back. Liena leapt forward, crossing a distance of dozens of meters, and steadily landed on Xiao Bai's back, her legs dangling and gently swaying in the seawater. The next second her legs turned into a huge fishtail. Stirring up waves and enjoying the salty taste of the sea breeze, Liena was so happy that her eyes curved directly into crescent shapes. She was a holy pillar Douluo on Sea God Island and also the king of the mermaid clan in the ocean. This was the reason Bo Saixi sent her out. Liena's speed on the ocean was even more astonishing than some sea spirit beasts. Xiao Bai, are you really not going to eat? This dried squid is a new flavor I specially developed, spicy and numbing, it's super delicious. Liena still did not give up on promoting delicious food to her good sister, and Xiao Bai still firmly refused. This sister's taste was very different from hers. After eating Liena's special dried squid last time, Xiao Bai actually got diarrhea. From then on, she never dared to try the new things in Liena's mouth again. What a pity, this dried squid is so delicious. Liena tore the dried squid bit by bit, looking around on the boundless ocean. Countless times Xiao Bai's clansmen transmitted messages and Liena would approach to carefully inspect the people on the ship. Unfortunately, every time they returned in disappointment. The person and the devil spirit great white shark searched on the ocean for several days, yet still did not see the person the great priestess spoke of. Liena became a bit discouraged. Her fingers poked bit by bit on Xiao Bai's back and there was a bit more irritation in her voice. What should we do, Xiao Bai? We've practically run through the entire ocean these past few days. Why haven't we been able to find the person the great priestess talked about? Xiao Bai's calm voice sounded. No, there is still one place we haven't been to. You mean? The territory of the deep-sea demon whale king. My clansmen all avoid that place. If a ship mistakenly enters that region, it's normal that we couldn't find it. Liena coughed a few times, her voice carrying a bit of uncertainty. There wouldn't really be someone so foolish, unable to think straight and sending food to that big whale, right? I don't know. Xiao Bai shook her head, her tone returning to firmness. Since everywhere else has been searched, let's go take a look at the territory of the deep-sea demon whale king. No, I disagree. Bai, don't forget that the deep-sea demon whale king is an existence that even the great priestess can only barely restrict. The two of us combined would at most count as a dessert after a meal. I know. We will only circle the edge of the deep-sea demon whale king's territory to observe if any ships have entered the deep-sea demon whale king's territory and will never go deep inside. Bai was not reckless. She was confident that as long as she circled the outer perimeter of the deep-sea demon whale king's territory, even if the deep-sea demon whale king woke up, she was certain she could escape back to Sea God Island with Liena before the deep-sea demon whale king caught up. Liena remained silent for a long time before speaking. Bai, have you decided? If you're scared, Liena, I'll have my clansmen send you back. What are you saying? Liena's voice involuntarily raised a bit. I don't have the habit of abandoning a good sister and running away by myself. Since you've decided Bai, then I will accompany you. Bai quickly turned her direction. When approaching that dead ocean, Liena saw a black dot ahead. It was a ship. Bai, quickly take me over. That ship is about to sail into the territory of the deep-sea demon whale king. Chapter 85. The guide who voluntarily delivered herself. Bai, according to the plan, I will first lure them out of the deep-sea demon whale king's territory. Bai's extreme speed allowed Liena to quickly appear a few hundred meters to the side of that large ship. Liena took out a single-person small boat from her storage ring, messed up her hair, and adjusted her facial expression. Soon, the image of a pale, distressed young maiden appeared. Help, can you please save me? Liena placed her hands over her mouth in a trumpet shape and shouted toward the large ship. After shouting, she grabbed a red silk scarf in her hand and waved it continuously, attempting to let the people on the ship see her. On the ship, Qian Mochen and the other three were originally sipping tea and chatting in the cabin when suddenly Liena turned her head, shifting her gaze to the left. Her line of sight penetrated the thick wooden boards and saw a certain existence on the sea. What's wrong? 700 meters away to the southwest, there is a small great white shark and a small mermaid approaching us. Is that so? Upon hearing this, Qian Mochen guessed the identities of the white shark and the mermaid, a trace of a bad smile hanging on the corners of his mouth. Let's go out and take a look. Walking onto the deck, after Liena pointed out the direction, Qian Mochen and Qian Dailiu both clearly saw the solitary boat floating on the sea. The scene of the young maiden on the solitary boat making herself look disheveled, putting on the appearance of being in distress, and then calling out to them for help was completely taken in by Qian Mochen and the others. It looks like this human Douluo wants us to go help her. Nana, restrain your aura in a moment, don't frighten our guest. Liena gave a soft acknowledgement, and the aura belonging to the spirit beast master dissipated, making her look just like an ordinary human. Drive the ship over and rescue our guest. Several crew members immediately took action. The large ship began to turn, arriving beside Liena, and a rope ladder was thrown down. Hurry up and come up. Liena quickly climbed onto the deck and instantly recognized Qian Mochen among the crowd. It's him, the man carrying the core of the sea god trident in the sea god oracle HMPH. Liena very acutely sensed a trace of displeasure in the eyes of the woman beside this man when she looked at her. As expected, my beauty is the most charming existence no matter where I am. Complimenting herself inwardly, Liena introduced her identity. In her own words, she was a sea spirit master who went out for experiential training, but she didn't expect a storm to separate her from her family, leaving her drifting on the sea ever since. Can you please send me home? I can pay you a satisfying reward. Liena clasped her hands together, her eyes sparkling with crystalline light, and looked at Qian Mochen with a hopeful expression. She could tell that everyone on the ship took him as their core. The gaze around him became increasingly cold. Qian Mochen gently hugged Liena's waist and gave her a look. Nana, don't scare the guest away. Turning his head, Qian Mochen smiled gently toward Liena. Of course you can, but we need to go to the sea ahead to find something. Once we find it, we will immediately send you home. No, ahead is the territory of a certain terrifying existence. Even the sea god island protected by the sea god can do nothing against that terrifying existence. Liena persuaded him with an eager expression. Seeing that Qian Mochen persisted, she gritted her teeth and said, "What are you looking for? Maybe my family has it." "Nothing much, just the origin of a million-year spirit beast." "Oh, a spirit beast origin, that's easy to handle." Liena subconsciously nodded, then suddenly realized something was wrong and stiffly turned her head, her neck emitting clicking sounds. "What you just said was a million-year spirit beast." "That's right, isn't there a million-year deep-sea demon whale king right here? Am I wrong?" Qian Mochen smiled as he exposed Liena's identity. The seawoman Douluo of Sea God Island. The fragile aura on Liena instantly vanished, and the majesty belonging to a titled Douluo enveloped the entire large ship. 9 spirit rings emerged behind her. And her mermaid spirit stood behind her. There was a hint of vigilance in Liena's eyes. "Who on earth are you all?" Liena discovered that when her coercion was displayed, Qian Mochen and the other three didn't even change their gazes in the slightest. Even the surrounding crew members were only slightly surprised before continuing to busy themselves with their own tasks. Hey, 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 I am a titled Douluo, aren't you guys going to give me some face? Wouldn't that make me look very embarrassing? These three seemingly ordinary humans definitely possessed extraordinary strength. Lanyu's aura was very full, and she had already used her own method to secretly transmit a signal to Xiao Bai at the bottom of the sea. Xiao Bai, the mark is tough, come help me quickly. Waiting for Xiao Bai's response and perceiving that Xiao Bai was swimming right at the bottom of the ship, Lanyu immediately gained more confidence. No matter what purpose you have for going to see the deep-sea demon whale king, I must stop you. You guys simply have no idea how terrifying the strength of that deep-sea demon whale king is. If it is willing, it can even submerge everything on the sea beneath the seawater within a single day. Legend has it that this deep-sea demon whale king even competed with the ungodly sea god for the god position, and even the sea god after becoming a god could not kill the deep-sea demon whale king, only blinding one of its eyes. I know, aren't there you guys as well? I believe you will be very happy to help us. Lanyu's gaze instantly turned sharp. This person actually perceived Xiao Bai's existence. The ninth spirit ring behind her instantly lit up. At the same time, Qian Mochen took a step back, handing the stage over to Gu Yuina. Gu Yuina shed her disguise, and the aura belonging to the spirit beast master instantly caused Lanyu's expression to change drastically. The attack condensed behind her quietly dissipated, and she honestly knelt on the deck, her voice beginning to tremble. Lord, Lanyu's heart was shaking. After the appearance of the sea god, their mermaid clan had revered him as their faith, fundamentally betraying the spirit beast clan. She never expected that the lord who had vanished for 10,000 years would suddenly appear before her. The little great white shark underneath, call her up as well. Yes. Lanyu did not dare to resist at all and called Xiao Bai out. Xiao Bai transformed into human form, and as soon as she got on the deck, she knelt beside Lanyu. Lanyu ignored the resentful gaze of her best friend beside her and inwardly defended herself. Good sister, I don't want this either. But this is the Lord's command, I dare not disobey. Little great white shark, is your clan loyal to me or to the sea god? Sweat began to bead on Xiao Bai's forehead, her hands clutching the corner of her clothes as two versions of herself constantly pulled at each other in her mind. The Xiao Bai on the left said that this was the Lord's command and must be obeyed. The Xiao Bai on the right said that Xiao Bai was Lord Sea God's mount, and for so many years the tribe had long belonged to Lord Sea God. Gu Yuina waited for a long time without getting an answer, and a light-hearted sentence slipped out of her mouth. What is this question so hard to answer? Xiao Bai's mouth opened, but she never spoke. The anxious Lanyu at the side immediately kowtowed. Lord, the mermaid clan and the devil spirit great white shark clan are forever loyal to the Lord. Chapter 86, Silver Dragon King fights Deep Sea Demon Whale King. Lanyu spoke in a loud voice, and while kowtowing she quietly tugged at Xiao Bai's trouser leg. Sister, hurry up and say it with me. Lanyu kept shooting glances at Xiao Bai. The sea god hadn't been seen for hundreds of years and usually at most just passed down oral decrees. However, the Lord was right in front of them. Once the Lord got angry, their two clans could completely vanish from the vast sea. Xiao Bai closed her eyes and spat out a few words with difficulty. The devil spirit great white shark is forever loyal to the Lord. As her voice fell, a crystal-clear teardrop slipped from Xiao Bai's eye corner, completely disappearing in the breeze. Lord Sea God, I'm sorry. Behind Xiao Bai were thousands of clansmen. Xiao Bai didn't dare to be willful. You two stay here temporarily to guard the boat and do not leave without my command. Yes, my lord. Having compromised the first time, Lanyu and Xiao Bai quickly adapted the second time, confirming that it was indeed the location of the deep-sea demon whale king. Qian Mochen, Qian Dailiu and Gu Yuina directly soared into the air, taking Gu Yuina as the arrow to fly into the quiet sea ahead. Their strength. Lanyu looked in shock at the two men accompanying the lord. When Qian Dailiu and Qian Mochen were on the boat earlier, their strength couldn't be seen at all. But at this moment, the two soared into the air, the aura captured from them. The strength of the two people by the Lord's side is not weaker than the high priest. Xiao Bai continued Lanyu's unfinished words, and the two women exchanged a glance, their eyes holding a bit more bitterness. With beings of such strength holding the vast sea cosmic shroud, even the high priest had no way to forcefully take back the sea god's belongings. They had delivered themselves right to them. In front of Qian Mochen and the others, the originally mysterious sea god island was no longer a secret. What should we do? Lanyu lost her mind and quietly transmitted voice to Xiao Bai. We can't leave. Xiao Bai perceived the surrounding sea area. Within a radius of 1,000 meters, a group of 100-year-old spirit beasts were not fighting each other but were all surrounding the large boat, obviously staring at them. Then what should we do? Lanyu began to deflate, holding her head in distress. Let's take it one step at a time. Since the Lord hasn't punished us, perhaps she hasn't come to see God Island with malicious intent. Now, when even her own destiny could not be controlled, Xiao Bai could only comfort herself this way. When Gu Yuina's aura enveloped the sea area, beneath a 10,000-meter abyss at the bottom of the sea, A sleeping behemoth over 200 meters long suddenly opened its single eye. A cold moonlight suddenly appeared in the pitch-black abyss. Looking closely, where was that a moon? It was clearly the eye of this deep-sea demon whale king. This aura, is it the Lord's? Sensing the aura that was not much stronger than its own, fierce light captured the senses within the deep-sea demon whale king's intact right eye. Its left eye was destroyed by the sea god, and its strength had long been unable to advance to a million-year cultivation. But if it could swallow the Lord, perhaps it could make up for the injuries to its origin over the years. The deep-sea demon whale king hesitated no longer. With a swing of its huge caudal fin, its body of several thousand tons lightly swam out of the water. That single eye, 3 meters in diameter, locked onto the figure of the woman in the sky who looked like an ant. The deep-sea demon whale king pays respects to the Lord. The dull voice exploded over the sea area, several thousand meters away. Hearing the voice of the deep-sea demon whale king, Xiao Bai and Lanyu subconsciously leaned toward each other. The surrounding spirit beasts trembled instinctively. Just the aura casually emitted by the deep-sea demon whale king alone terrified these spirit beasts, and some were even so scared they were almost about to faint. Guyuina gave a soft acknowledgement, spreading her palm toward the deep-sea demon whale king, the aura on her body naturally diluting the deep-sea demon whale king's aura. I recently need to repair my injuries. Give me 1/5 of your origin. Since the Lord needs it, of course I am willing. The deep-sea demon whale king's single eye stared fixedly at Guyuina, perceiving the power fluctuations on Guyuina's body, and the rebellious thought in its heart became increasingly clear. Its voice suddenly changed. Lord, your injuries haven't recovered for tens of thousands of years. This subordinate has a suggestion. Why doesn't the Lord share some origin with this king, allowing this king to survive the million-year spirit beast tribulation? When this king becomes a god, I will then carve out 1/5 of my origin for the Lord, which will surely be more effective for the Lord's injuries. Well, it seems you do not intend to obey my command. Guyuina's eyes instantly turned fierce, and the aura on her body abruptly became dangerous. The aura on the deep-sea demon whale king's body was likewise unyieldingly displayed, rivaling Guyuina's aura. Lord, among us spirit beasts the strong make the rules. Your injuries are not yet healed, yet you appear before this king. Of course this king will not let go of such an opportunity. A giant purple vortex suddenly whipped up around the deep-sea demon whale king, and the aura of deep-sea lightning permeated its whole body. The massive physical body of the deep-sea demon whale king disappeared. From within the vortex, a robust middle-aged man standing over 3 meters tall walked out. A head of dark blue waterfall-like long hair hung down to his waist, and his whole body naturally grew in integrated dark purple crystal armor. The position of his left eye was a pitch-black hollow pit, covered with solidified dark scabs and scars. Only the intact right eye flashed with fierce light and ambition. Lord, your current strength cannot suppress the spirit beasts below. You'd better cede the position of the spirit beast king to me. The deep-sea demon whale king used its full strength right from the start. Demon whale domain. The moment the calm voice fell, a 100-mile radius of the sea was covered by a dark purple domain. Dozens of times the gravity instantly fell on Guyuina. The deep-sea demon whale king's figure suddenly disappeared, and the next instant he performed teleportation right in front of Guyuina, his fists wreathed in purple lightning bursting with purple shock halos. A hint of ruthlessness flashed across the deep-sea demon whale king's right eye, and his fists, charged with lightning, smashed straight down toward Guyuina's head. Just the wind pressure brought by the fists whipped up a level 15 storm on the sea surface. The storm rapidly spread outward, and 100-meter-height tsunamis continuously struck outward. Lanyu and Xiao Bai, who were discussing countermeasures, immediately revealed their true forms, blocking the waves of tsunamis and guarding the Lord's large boat. Guyuina reached out her palm, her silver dragon claws tearing through space and directly shattering all the approaching lightning. The might of the dragon claws did not diminish, instantly colliding with the deep-sea demon whale king's fists. The deep-sea demon whale king's proud full-strength blow under the sharpness of the dragon claws was like paper, and the lightning was easily shattered. The dragon claws landed on the deep-sea demon whale king's fists, and the defense of his physical body could not block this attack either. 3 bloody holes appeared on his fists. The moment he was injured, the deep-sea demon whale king immediately launched teleportation, his figure violently retreating dozens of miles. Drops of dark red blood dripped from the deep-sea demon whale king's palm. His eyes no longer carried disdain. A trace of solemnity surfaced in his heart. Lord, I didn't expect that even after being injured for tens of thousands of years, you still possess such strength. Answering the deep-sea demon whale king was a brand new domain. Space Lockdown, Chapter 87. The shivering little white shark. The moment Guyuina's domain unfolded, the deep-sea demon whale king found that the familiar sea area around him instantly turned into an unfamiliar barrier. His own domain effect was still there, but when he wanted to use teleportation again, the deep-sea demon whale king's expression suddenly turned ugly. Guyuina directly crippled one of his strongest methods. This is an independent dimensional barrier I created. Guyuina summoned a silver dragon spear, and the aura on her body kept climbing. No spatial-type spirit ability can be cast. There is only one way for you to get out of here, and that is to kill me. Or be killed by me. The deep-sea demon whale king took a deep breath and let out a long roar. The terrifying sound waves were mixed with the power of thunder, causing even Gu Yuina's eyes to trance for a moment. Right now, the deep-sea demon whale king's figure flickered, suddenly switching from human form to his giant whale true form. The giant whale tail instantly covered the barrier and swept towards Gu Yuina. Carrying purplish-black thunder, the whale tail instantly tore through space. At the critical juncture, a ball of white light condensed on the tip of the silver dragon spear in Gu Yuina's hand. She gripped the silver dragon spear, pointing the shaft directly at the whale tail. Silver dragon star-breaking pierce. At the same time the spear tip thrust forward, spatial rifts appeared one after another in space. Terrifying forces collided within the dimensional barrier. Returning to his true form and even starting to burn his origin, the deep-sea demon whale king actually fought to a draw with Gu Yuina for a moment. "Hahaha, master, you are nothing much after all." The more the deep-sea demon whale king fought, the more confident he became. With the enormity of his true form, this little bit of burning origin was nothing at all. As long as he devoured the master, today's losses could be recovered 1,000 or 100 times over immediately. The moment Gu Yuina exchanged blows with the deep-sea demon whale king, she used the momentum to retreat 100 miles and sneered. She simply did not want to expose her post-level 100 strength on the Douluo Continent. This was the sea, after all, and Mochen still had a wisp of the sea god's divine thought in his hand. The strength she had exposed now indeed could not take down the deep-sea demon whale king in a short time, but who said she was going to fight alone? When the deep-sea demon whale king attacked again, a corner of the dimensional barrier quietly opened. Hundreds of meters-long angelic sacred sword suddenly flew in from outside the barrier, hacking the deep-sea demon whale king flying with a single strike. Qian Renxue had been waiting elsewhere early on. A streak of angelic holy light landed squarely on the wound just slashed by Qian Mochen, flesh flying everywhere, deepening the wound as hundreds of kilograms of blood gushed down. A cry of pain escaped the deep-sea demon whale king's mouth. His single eye looked at the father and son Qian Renxue and Qian Mochen, carrying a bit of vigilance in his gaze. "You too, what price did the master use to hire you? I am willing to pay double." The waist-deep wound on his body and the flames attached to the wound all indicated that these two beings were on the same level as Bo Saixi, the high priest of the sea god. Just the master alone was already a bit strenuous for the deep-sea demon whale king, and with two more coming, it would really be carried out horizontally today. Hearing the words of the deep-sea demon whale king, the three of Qian Mochen smiled simultaneously. Qian Mochen's voice resounded in the barrier. "Deep-sea demon whale king, the conditions your master promised me are something you cannot accomplish. She is my wife and I am not interested in males." A look of shock appeared in the deep-sea demon whale king's eyes for the first time. Its single eye looked at Qian Mochen and then glanced at Gu Yuina several times, finding that the master did not refute it at all. "I did not expect that the once so proud master would also have today. However, this king will not surrender without a fight. If you want this king's origin, then come with your strength." 3 against 1, the deep-sea demon whale king did not dare to be arrogant anymore and directly burned all its origin. A whale pearl appeared above its head, and as the whale pearl hovered, purple thunder all over the sky poured down. Water and thunder intertwined into a destructive storm, instantly swallowing the entire dimensional barrier. "Nana, steady the barrier. Old man, help me block it for a few seconds." Gu Yuina revealed her true form, a silver dragon hundreds of meters long hovering in the sky. Wisps of origin melted into the dimensional barrier, and the barrier that was originally on the verge of collapse stabilized once again. As she flew up into the sky, she threw her natal divine artifact to Qian Mochen. The silver dragon spear fell into Qian Mochen's hand and automatically enlarged hundreds of times. Several spirit rings behind Qian Mochen exploded simultaneously, and all the terrifying energy surged into the silver dragon spear. While Qian Mochen was building up momentum, Qian Renxue revealed his avatar of the martial soul. A 100-meter-tall angel avatar stood in front of Qian Mochen, using its body to block those terrifying thunders. The avatar of the martial soul kept shrinking, yet its feet did not retreat half a step. Qian Mochen's avatar of the martial soul quietly melted away, and all the energy sank into the silver dragon spear in his hand. Spatial rifts quietly emerged around the silver dragon spear, and the spear shaft made an unbearable groan due to the massive energy. When the momentum reached its limit, Qian Mochen instantly hurled the silver dragon spear out. The spear shaft vanished instantly, and a safe passage appeared amidst the thunder and storms filling the sky. Sensing the arrival of crisis, the deep-sea demon whale king gritted its teeth and pushed the whale pearl above its head upward. A piercing crack instantly appeared on the whale pearl, followed by a deep black hole appearing at the center of the deep-sea demon whale king's brows, and the light in its single eye quietly dissipated. With a pop, the spear shaft pierced through the deep-sea demon whale king's body, broke open the dimensional barrier and plunged into the depths of the sea. A moment later, a violent tremor erupted on the seabed. Countless magma suddenly gushed out from the seabed, and a 1,000-meter-high tsunami surged on the sea surface. On Sea God Island, the moment the tsunami appeared, Bo Seixi's figure disappeared from the Sea God Hall and appeared above Sea God Island. Gazing into the distance, and perceiving the aura of the deep-sea demon whale king within the tsunami, she immediately unleashed her avatar of the martial soul and galloped toward the deep-sea demon whale king's location. Commands from her echoed over Sea God Island. All pillar Douluos, return to your positions immediately. Block the tsunami. The moment the dimensional barrier shattered, Gu Yuina's face turned pale. A mouthful of blood gushed from her throat, but she swallowed it back forcefully. Forcibly suppressing her injuries, she soared into the air and caught Qian Mochen, who was in free fall. Looking at Qian Mochen's pale as paper face, Gu Yuina hurriedly fished out a medicinal pill and fed it to him. "Mochen, are you all right, Mochen?" After a good while, Qian Mochen opened his eyes, coughed violently a few times, and reached out to touch Gu Yuina's face, his fingertips slightly damp. He squeezed out a smile and managed to stand. "It is fine, it was my first time using this move and I accidentally overexerted myself." Qian Dailiu's figure flew over and a streak of holy light with healing attributes fell upon Qian Mochen and Gu Yuina. Until Qian Mochen recovered some strength, Qian Dailiu finally couldn't help questioning. "This is the ring explosion technique of the Clear Sky sect. Where did you get it, Mochen?" "Hee, naturally it was given to me by your rival, old man." "Impossible." Qian Dailiu simply didn't believe Qian Mochen's explanation. That guy Tang Chen, whose temper was harder than the stone behind an outhouse, how could he possibly teach such a technique to an outsider? And moreover, he was Qian Dailiu's son. "Dad, stop asking, your old acquaintances here." Chapter 88, Qian Mochen, who worried his heart out. Qian Dailiu turned around and after seeing the figure in the distance clearly, his gaze began to change. There was nostalgia, surprise, and even a trace of happiness. Qian Dailiu glared at Qian Mochen, left behind a single sentence, and flew directly over to greet his old acquaintance. "You brat, this old man will question you later. If you don't tell the truth, watch out for your backside." "Father, go for it." Qian Mochen was unconcerned, waving his fists to cheer on his old man. "Are you really not afraid that father will beat you?" Gu Yuina supported Qian Mochen as they landed on the corpse of the deep-sea demon whale king, beginning to strip away the origin of the deep-sea demon whale king. "The old man is busy talking with his old lover right now. Of course I won't let him remember this matter." Bo Seixi flew all the way here, shattering countless tsunamis. When she flew into the territory of the deep-sea demon whale king, and saw the deep-sea demon whale king whose eyes were dead and devoid of spirit, allowing two people to trample on its body, thick shock flashed in Bo Seixi's eyes. "Bo Seixi, you've come." Bo Seixi raised her head to look at Qian Dailiu, a trace of nostalgia flashing in her eyes. "It's you, Qian Dailiu. Deep-sea demon whale king, did you kill it? I should even thank you for helping the ocean get rid of a great scourge." Qian Dailiu waved his hand. "Let's not talk about this. Have you been doing well all these years?" Bo Seixi smiled faintly. "As high priests, aren't we all just the same as before?" Qian Dailiu was about to say something else when Qian Mochen's voice transmission suddenly rang in his ear. "Father, you didn't look at a single bit of the things I gave you. At a time like this, of course you have to mention it. You're going to see God Island." Qian Dailiu coughed. "Bo Seixi, my consumption is a bit heavy. I wonder if I can go to see God Island to recuperate for a few days." "Of course." Bo Seixi's gaze shifted, falling onto the deep-sea demon whale king. "Who are those two?" Qian Dailiu chuckled softly. "That lying brat is my youngest son, Qian Mochen, whom I told you about. As for that other girl, she's Mochen's chosen wife. Just stand there, my ship is not far away. We haven't seen each other in a long time, let's go have a cup of tea and chat." Bo Seixi nodded gently. She had no covetous desires for that dead deep-sea demon whale king. She was merely curious about the strength of those two youths. Qian Dailiu's strength was comparable to hers, and this was the ocean, her territory. Being able to take down the deep-sea demon whale king, which even she could do nothing about, meant the strength of those two youths was definitely extraordinary. Moreover, Bo Seixi recognized that the youth mentioned in the divine oracle was none other than Qian Dailiu's son. Gu Yuina completely extracted the origin of the deep-sea demon whale king, leaving the deep-sea demon whale king without even the chance to condense a spirit ring. All the origin transformed into a few pure white beads in her palm. "Nana, take the whale glue of the deep-sea demon whale king. A million-year-old item is completely one of a kind on Douluo Continent." Gu Yuina recalled her silver dragon spear, and slashed it across the body of the deep-sea demon whale king, creating a wound several hundred meters long. She fished out a lump of golden whale glue several meters in diameter. Unlike ordinary whale glue, that of the deep-sea demon whale king had not a shred of strange odor and even emitted a faint fragrance. "Good stuff." Qian Mochen accepted the whale glue, and Gu Yuina also handed over a trunk spirit bone and a whale pearl. "The origin of the deep-sea demon whale king belongs entirely to me. These are your spoils of war." Qian Mochen didn't stand on ceremony. "When the old man has his grand wedding, I'll share some whale glue for him to use, and I'll send the whale pearl to Big Brother when the time comes." The few most precious things on the deep-sea demon whale king's body were all taken away. Because Gu Yuiner recycled its origin, the originally massive body of the deep-sea demon whale king now had only a layer of skin wrapping around its bones. The inner flesh and blood essence had long since been extracted, and its bones had also lost their former majesty. The two returned to the ship, and Lanyu and Xiao Bai hurriedly ran over to welcome them. Master. You've worked hard. Master is truly still master, still just as domineering. A smile appeared on Qian Mochen's face and his gaze fell on Xiao Bai. Xiao Bai, your high priest agreed with my father to let us rest on Sea God Island for a few days. Call your clansmen over to help us send the ship to Sea God Island. Lanyu, I heard that the songs of the mermaid clan are very pleasant to listen to. Sing a few songs for us to hear in a moment. Lanyu and Xiao Bai looked at Qian Mochen, who was leaning against Gu Yuina. Not even a single hair could fit into the gap between the two of them, and didn't dare to refuse. Qian Mochen entered the cabin to greet Bo Saixi, didn't stay long and brought Gu Yuina back to the room to lie down. After taking a bottle of healing medicine, he began to meditate and recover his weakened body. On the deck, ethereal songs rang out. The crew members, hearing the mermaid's song for the first time, gradually showed expressions of intoxication on their faces. The mermaid's song sounded 100 or 1,000 times better than what those people in the city sang. Soon, they arrived at Sea God Island. Bo Saixi disembarked and looked at the devil spirit great white sharks surrounding the hull of the ship, persuading Xiao Bai, your clansmen have worked hard today, go back and rest early. Siuman Douluo, you don't need to go guard the holy pillar today, go again tomorrow. Xiao Bai and Lanyu nodded with stiff scalps, yet neither dared to move a single step. If the master didn't speak, they wouldn't dare to leave at all. Qian Dailiu perceived the change in atmosphere and took the initiative to bail the two women out. Bo Saixi, why not let Lanyu and the others help settle the crew members? I haven't been to Sea God Island in a long time. As an old friend, will you show me around? Bo Saixi suppressed the confusion in her heart and nodded, leading Qian Dailiu far away. Settle the crew members. Replenish all the food and water on the ship. Once you're done with that, you can go back. Gu Yuina appeared on the deck at some unknown time, and what she said sounded like celestial music in the ears of Lanyu and Xiao Bai. They hurriedly nodded. Each taking a task and leaving in a rush. Look at how badly you scared them. Qian Mochen watched the two women's flustered departure and felt somewhat like laughing. Gu Yuina let out a soft hum. They betrayed the spirit beast clan and even became the subordinates of a god. It's already giving them plenty of face that I didn't take action. What on earth are you thinking? Qian Mochen stretched, scooped up Gu Yuina in his arms and jumped off the ship. The scenery here is not bad, Nana, let's chat as we walk. Qian Mochen appreciated the beautiful scenery of Sea God Island and slowly spoke of his thoughts. Nana, on Douluo Continent there are the god position legacies of 3 gods. I plan to find sufficiently trusted people to take down these god positions. For instance, the Sea God's legacy, our future stepmother, is the most suitable. As for Shura's legacy, I plan to let Donger give it a try. She has the slaughter god domain, which is the key to opening the Shura god trials. For the angel god, we'll see which of the children between Big Brother and me is more suitable. Qian Mochen didn't mention the god position of that last Rakshasa god. Unless someone had something wrong with their brain, no normal person would touch a god position that suppressed the successor's combat power and forced the successor to go mad. Bibi Dong. Chapter 89, Tang Chen's recent situation. He is living it up very well. On the 3rd day of staying on Sea God Island, Qian Mochen finally shook off the weakness caused by the spirit ring and ran over to take a look at his old man's progress. Qian Mochen slapped his thigh in anger, crying out that his old man was simply useless. If it were anyone else, after 3 days of solitude, they would already have a kid. As for his own old man, he still adhered to that gentlemanly code, keeping a friend's distance from Bo Saixi. Since the old man couldn't get it done, only he the son could step up. Qian Mochen deliberately coughed to interrupt Qian Dailiu and Bo Saixi as they tasted tea and appreciated the scenery. Senior Bo Saixi, I heard from Dad that you have always been waiting for the return of Senior Tang Chen. Before setting out to sea, I accidentally obtained some updates on Senior Tang Chen's recent situation. Really? Bo Saixi's gaze drifted between Qian Dailiu and Qian Mochen. If what Qian Mochen said was true, why had Qian Dailiu never mentioned it to her these past few days? Senior, the recent situation I speak of has image recording stones as proof. What do you want? Bo Saixi was already pondering what treasure she should pull out from what she had accumulated over the years to move Qian Mochen. Qian Mochen waved his hand. Senior Bo Saixi, your dad's good friend, I don't want anything. It's just that the contents inside the image recording stones are somewhat private, so I suggest you look at them when you are alone. Unfilial son, you wouldn't use that kind of garbage to pollute Bo Saixi's eyes again, would you? Qian Dailiu's angry voice transmission was directly ignored by Qian Mochen. Dad, trust me, everything I do is for your own good. Fine, where are the items? At the thought of Tang Chen, Bo Saixi stood up straight from her chair and walked quickly over to Qian Mochen. Qian Mochen handed the two image recording stones to Bo Seixi and explained how to activate them. The next second, a gust of wind rose on the spot, and Bo Seixi's figure vanished inside the sea god temple. Brat, why is there another image recording stone? Dad, that was because Senior Tang Chen has been living very happily recently and proactively recorded it for me. He knows that his current self is unworthy of Senior Bo Seixi, so he wanted to cut off Bo Seixi's thoughts early on. HMPH, do you think I would believe such lies? Qian Dailiu sneered. Qian Mochen casually shrugged. Dad, whether you believe it or not isn't important. What's important is that the person inside believes it. Later, listen to my voice transmission and act accordingly. I guarantee you'll win the beauty over within a month, asking for a beating. Qian Dailiu swung a slap at him, but Qian Mochen had anticipated it long ago, and his figure violently retreated dozens of meters. Missing the strike, Qian Dailiu ignored this unfilial son and turned to look at the sea god temple, a trace of worry in his eyes. The image recording stones the unfilial son had produced back then had shocked him greatly. The impact on Bo Seixi naturally went without saying. Bo Seixi returned to her room and eagerly activated one of the image recording stones. The next moment, several pale, naked figures appeared. Qian Dailiu's son actually dared to toy with her. Just as the anger in Bo Seixi's heart arose, the next second she clearly saw the face of the male protagonist in the image. The hand holding the image recording stone suddenly trembled and the stone slipped from her hand, falling to the ground. Tang Chen. Bo Seixi carefully scrutinized the man's face in the image, and after a few glances she confirmed that this was the man she had yearned for decades. The Tang Chen in the image looked a bit older than in her memory, and his hair was also a section longer. Tang Chen, he actually lied to her. During all these decades he had been missing, he was living it up all alone outside. The last shred of Bo Seixi's rationality told her that what was before her were past events that had already occurred. Even if she destroyed that image recording stone, it couldn't change the fact that Tang Chen had failed her. After a long while, Bo Seixi finally remembered there was another image recording stone. Her heart had long been torn into countless pieces just now and wouldn't hurt anymore. Numbly, she picked up the second image recording stone and activated it with spirit power. Tang Chen was surrounded by more than a dozen flower-like maidens with a face full of bliss. Bo Seixi glanced over, her line of sight falling upon the bellies of several among them. Their bellies had a hint of a bulge. With this discovery, Bo Seixi scanned the other maidens one by one and found that every single maiden appearing in the image was pregnant with a child. Who the father of the children was went without saying. When the spirit power inside the image recording stone was exhausted, Bo Seixi would input another wisp of spirit power. Watching Tang Chen surrounded by happiness, two tear tracks appeared on her face without her knowing. Her pair of eyes lost their original brilliance, leaving only numbness. Outside the sea god temple, Qian Mochen waited for the long-awaited prompt sound. Knowing that right now was the most fragile moment of Bo Seixi's heart, he immediately started pushing his old man. Dad, it's almost evening and Senior Bo Seixi still hasn't come out. Hurry up and go take a look. Here is a pot of seafood porridge I specially cooked for you both. Take it with you. Qian Dailiu only uttered a single word before being forcefully pushed into the sea god temple by Qian Mochen. To prevent him from escaping, the unfilial son even casually shut the main hall's doors. Dad, I've observed it. There is only this one exit in the sea god temple. Rest assured, before tomorrow I will absolutely not let you out. Senior Bo Seixi is right at the time when she needs something to lean on. Dad, hurry up and cram the booklet I gave you. Whether you can win over Senior Bo Seixi depends entirely on now. Qian Dailiu looked toward Bo Seixi's room, hesitated for a moment and still took out the booklet Qian Mochen gave him. He flipped through the whole thing, committing all the contents to memory. He walked to the doorway, looking at Bo Seixi leaning against the bed pillar with vacant eyes and deliberately heavy-stepped. A pair of numb eyes looked over. What are you here for? Bo Seixi instinctively hid the image recording stone in her hand, her fingers wiping at her eyes, not wanting to expose her vulnerability in front of Qian Dailiu. When a girl is vulnerable, don't poke at her pain points, change the subject instead. This sentence surfaced in Qian Dailiu's mind. He took out an earthen jar from his hand. My unfilial brat brewed a pot of seafood porridge. I brought some for you to try. Bo Seixi gave an acknowledgement, once again restoring the demeanor of the sea god temple's high priest, except that pair of bloodshot eyes exposed her mood at the moment. Qian Dailiu ladled a bowl of seafood porridge and handed it over. Holding the spoon, Bo Seixi ate it in small bites. The umami sweetness in her mouth had all turned into a bitter taste at this moment. At this very moment, Bo Seixi's mind was entirely filled with the scenes from the image recording stone just now. 2 lines of clear tears flowed down unconsciously. Bo Seixi turned her head and interrogated Qian Dailiu. Why did Tang Chen give me hope only to betray me? Why, when a girl asks why, don't argue or defend yourself. What's important is to give her comfort and reliance. Qian Dailiu stood up, patted Bo Seixi's shoulder and said in a deep voice, Zixi, Tang Chen is not worthy of the excellent you. If needed, my shoulder can be lent to you to lean on. At this moment, in front of an old friend, Bo Seixi's psychological defense completely shattered. She buried her head into Qian Dailiu's chest, and sounds of sobbing suppressed to the extreme resounded in the room. Qian Dailiu's two hands gently fell onto Bo Seixi's shoulders, patting her back in silent comfort. Chapter 90, A Great Joy on Sea God Island. The next day when Bo Seixi woke up in Qian Dailiu's arms, she found herself sleeping leaning against Qian Dailiu for the entire night. He had stood there foolishly for the whole night and a rosy blush flew across her face. Let's go out. Qian Dailiu gave a hum of agreement. He could feel that Bo Seixi's attitude towards him had undergone a slight change. Walking out of the main hall, a refreshing fragrance drifted over from the left side of the hall. Qian Mochen was standing guard in front of a pot of porridge filled with a refreshing fragrance. Noticing the two people coming out, he hurriedly greeted them. Dad, Senior Bo Seixi, you came just in time. My pot of porridge is already done. At the dining table, Bo Seixi finished her breakfast with a calm expression, left behind a sentence and hurriedly left. I am going to pray to the sea god. Today's porridge tastes very good. Qian Dailiu understood the implication and nodded with a chuckle. At noon, let's taste Machen's culinary skills together. This rebellious son of mine is useless at everything else, but his cooking is barely passable. Bo Seixi's footsteps paused slightly and she gave a soft hum of agreement. Dad, turn around. People have already left and you're still looking. Qian Dailiu turned his head and saw Qian Mochen looking at him with an expression of disappointment for not meeting expectations. You brat, were you trying to rebel against the heavens? Dad, it's not that I want to lecture you, but with such a great opportunity last night you didn't seize it. Qian Dailiu let out a cold snort and cast a disdainful glance at Qian Mochen. What do you mean I didn't seize the opportunity last night? I held Bo Seixi for the entire night. Didn't you see that her attitude towards me is completely different today? Qian Mochen smiled disdainfully. Dad, could it be that being used as a pillow to lean on for an entire night like you counts as success? If that's the case, who knows how long it will take for your son to get a wife? Qian Mochen glanced at the sea god temple close at hand and chose to use voice transmission. Such a great opportunity yesterday. You should have personally wiped Senior Bo Seixi's tears and directly picked her up in a princess carry. Also, chasing girls requires thick skin. As long as she doesn't refuse, you can push your luck a bit more. Example, accidentally touch her fingers. As long as she doesn't dodge, you boldly hold her hand. Don't forget, Senior Bo Seixi was already clear about your feelings decades ago. Qian Dailiu hesitated a bit. What if Bo Seixi refuses? Then just look for the next opportunity. As long as your skin is thick enough, you can carry a wife back home. Qian Mochen continued imparting various secret tips, and Qian Dailiu expressed great shock. Learned it. So there were so many tricks to chasing girls. Over the next few days, Qian Dailiu found various excuses to drag Bo Seixi out to sea to relax. Following what Qian Mochen taught him, he probed her thoughts and crossed the boundary of friendship step by step. 1 month later, Sea God Island became lively. The red color representing joyful events appeared everywhere on Sea God Island. Qian Dailiu put on the groom's attire. His face was smiling so much it was almost stiff, yet he still couldn't stop the joy in his heart. Dad, wipe the drool from the corner of your mouth, it's already flowing down. Qian Dailiu instinctively wiped the corner of his mouth. There was nothing there and he immediately glared at Qian Mochen. You brat, how dare you tease your old man? Hee Dad, I am the grand matchmaker for you and stepmom Bo Seixi. On this great joyful day, hitting the matchmaker is repaying kindness with enmity, haha. I'll spare you for today. Qian Dailiu was too embarrassed to make a move. This rebellious son could indeed be considered the matchmaker for him and Zixi. Why aren't you outside entertaining guests and instead came over here? Dad, I came over specially to bring you good stuff. Qian Mochen took out a bottle of medicinal pill, threw it to Qian Dailiu and ran. Dad, the function of this medicinal pill is written in the bottle. Take a look yourself. Qian Dailiu opened the bottle cap and a piece of paper fell out from inside. Dad, this medicinal pill was refined by me using the whale glue of the deep-sea demon whale king. The effect is definitely many times better than 10,000-year whale glue. Rebellious son. Qian Dailiu cursed inwardly, but after thinking about it he still carefully put away the medicinal pill. This was good stuff from that deep-sea demon whale king with a million-year cultivation. It would be a real pity to throw it away. The next day at noon Qian Dailiu woke up feeling refreshed. Bo Seixi by his side felt embarrassed from being looked at, so she pulled the quilt over to cover her blushing face. Zixi, tidy up and get up. In a moment Machen and Nana are going to serve you tea of respect. A rustling sound came from under the quilt. Bo Seixi put on her clothes and as soon as her feet touched the ground her legs went soft and she fell forward directly. Qian Dailiu quickly caught Bo Seixi and asked with concern, Zixi, what's wrong? Bo Seixi fiercely glared at Qian Dailiu and said irritably, it's all your fault, my legs are soft. Qian Dailiu chuckled stupidly and nodded instinctively, my fault, my fault. Let's rest a bit more and have them serve tea tomorrow. No, Bo Seixi refused flatly. If it were really tomorrow she would truly be too ashamed to face people. My legs are just a bit soft, carry me over. In the reception hall, Qian Dailiu and Bo Seixi sat in the primary seats. Qian Mochen and Gu Yuina each picked up a cup of tea and delivered it to Bo Seixi's side. Mom, please have. Seixi smiled as she took the tea, took a gentle sip, and fished out 2 red envelopes to hand to the couple Qian Mochen. Thank you, Mom. Qian Mochen thanked her happily and then glanced at Qian Dailiu, who showed no reaction. Old dad, look at your wife. Where's your red envelope? Qian Dailiu glared irritably at Qian Mochen. This old man's family fortune has all been distributed to your wife. If you have the ability, go ask for it yourself, right? Are there any of those medicinal pills from yesterday? Give me a few more bottles. Qian Mochen made an okay gesture, fished a brocade box out of his embrace and presented it with both hands. Mom, this is a congratulatory gift to you from me and Nana. Bo Seixi repeatedly declined, but in the end even Qian Dailiu was persuading her, so she finally had to accept it. The brocade box opened, and a natural deep-sea blue sapphire lay inside the box. Bo Seixi recognized at a glance that this blue gem was the core object of the sea god trident. Mochen, this thing is too precious. No, I cannot take it. Mom, just take it. This sea god's heart is a test of the god position legacy left behind by the sea god. Try to immerse your spirit power into the sea god's heart. As long as you endure the test of the sea god's divine thought inside, you can become the inheritor of the sea god's god position. Bo Seixi was still somewhat hesitant. Mom, you wouldn't want some blonde guy bearing the sea god trident emblem to suddenly show up in the future and pass the sea god 9 trials, would you? If that happens, Dad and I will be separated by yin and yang. Qian Mochen's words shattered Bo Seixi's hesitation, and she nodded heavily. I'll give it a try. Bo Seixi's spirit power slowly immersed into the sea god's heart. The next second, a towering presence holding a trident that connected to the heavens appeared in her mind. With a casual wave of the sea god's divine thought, tsunami waves hundreds of meters high surged in her spiritual space. Bo Seixi took the initiative to strike, shattering tsunami waves one after another. However, the tsunamis seemed endless and her spirit slowly began to shake. Nana, Mom can't hold on anymore, let's make a move.